come on. Tell me you don't want to host with me. I mean, you have everybody looking up to you. Everybody know who you are.
Thinking about, planning, and sticking to goals can be an extremely hard feat for many people. For most of my life, I struggled to organize and execute long-term goals for myself. However, in the past few months, I would say that I have acquired a few tips that could help you if you are looking to begin setting goals or are trying to keep up with them. Before I get started, I first have to thank Zonapop for the suggestion to make today's video. These videos are for you, so please let me know what topics that you would like me to talk about in the future. I would also like to thank all of you for the support on the content here and on TikTok. It is really fulfilling to see you guys enjoying what I'm putting out so far. But back to today's discussion. Over the course of this video, I will use the process of creating this channel as an example, as this has been the largest goal I have ever set out to achieve so far in my life. However, this talk is not just about creating content. You can apply all of these tips to any goal you set out to do. All of my points will be centered around mindset and how to think about your goals, because I believe this is the most vital component to accomplishing your ambitions. Before you can put the work in, you need to structure your mind so that you can prepare yourself for the long road ahead of you. With that said, let's begin. This section will focus around the misconception that hard work equals success in the world. We are taught to believe that by working hard at something, we will automatically be successful, or win, or beat the challenge. But real life is the complete opposite. I'm not telling you to not work hard, but the truth is that the world does not hand you your dreams because you put in the hours. Unfortunately, a lot of people believe this as fact, and it can lead to a lot of detrimental thoughts that could hinder your ability to stick to goals. I would say this is most evident in any type of ambition related to creating something for others. A lot of people quickly get discouraged and angry if their work does not reach people, or if there is only a small number of people interacting with it. Blame arises, but never on themselves. It goes like this: the platform is not putting out my content. Why aren't people engaging with it? I work so hard on this stuff. Why am I not seeing any reward? These feelings are a straight shot to true failure. Not failure to achieve your goals, but failure to employ a healthy mindset that makes it so much easier to actually accomplish what you want to do. Let's talk a little bit about how to change your mind. First, you need to accept these facts. The world does not owe you anything. Nobody owes you anything. Your hard work will not always be rewarded. Here's another way of thinking about it. When people buy houses, they usually take out a loan from a bank and thus owe them money. There is an agreement that they will pay the bank back what they are owed within a certain time frame. Your life is not like this scenario. You do not make an agreement with life when you will be paid for your work, because as I said, life doesn't owe you anything. Additionally, you cannot have expectations for when you will see progress or have a huge reward. It took me about 2 months before I finally accepted this myself. I wanted that viral moment, and on certain occasions before I put a video out, I would say to myself, this is it. This video is going to get 1 million views. I'm going to blow up. It didn't happen. On the flip side, when I put out my most successful TikTok so far, I wasn't telling myself that it was going to do well. It just happened. And I want to reiterate that this doesn't just apply to content creation. You might go to the gym for a month straight and not see any change in your appearance. You might launch an online business and see zero growth after a few weeks. The main idea is this. In order for you to stay focused and, more importantly, positive, you must remove the myth that all the work you are putting in should be producing tangible rewards. You might deserve to see success, but that doesn't mean that the world owes you that feeling of accomplishment right now. It takes time. For this section, I want to talk about how we think about time when it comes to working on our goals. In my opinion, there are 2 distinct ways people perceive the passage of time with ambitions: as a liability or as an asset. Let me explain. Some people equate more time passing to failure. They feel the longer time goes on, they have failed if they haven't reached their goals yet. On the other hand, there are people who view time as a gift, something that gives new opportunities each day for growth. That is the belief system you must have. Just because it's been 6 months and you haven't gotten far doesn't mean you're failing. As long as you have learned in that 6 months, you are doing just fine. Let me talk more specifically about why people view time passing as a liability. It's primarily because they planned to fail. While they might not have wanted to fail when they started, they most likely organized a plan that was lacking one key detail: time. There was simply not enough time in their plan to see out their goals. Most people, like I said in the first section, feel they are owed something, and they want that reward fast. If they don't get it, something is wrong. If you do not set up a plan with enough time to reach your goals, you will destroy your desire once your unrealistic deadline arrives. For example, with this channel, I made a plan to make content for 2 years straight, no matter what, to see if it works out. Even if nobody watched the entire 2 years, I would still do it. That is what I'm talking about with giving yourself time. And some people might say that 2 years is still not enough. Imagine if I only gave myself 2 months to grow. I would have been done already. I would have felt defeated because I planned to fail from the very beginning. Additionally, a lot of people do not even put the time in to actually make a plan. I spent a whole month before I uploaded a single video. That month was spent learning about making content and brainstorming ideas for videos and the entire channel as a whole. Before you can actually start working towards your goals, take some time to research and construct a thorough outline of how you will accomplish your ambitions. Finally, let's talk about mistakes and setbacks. These two events can be dream killers for some, but honestly, if you have the right mindset, you'll welcome mistakes with open arms. You've probably heard the saying, you learn better from your losses than your victories. Please remind yourself of this phrase for the rest of your life. It will take you places. Nobody learns from winning, they just don't. When you win, any mistake you make gets lost in feelings of pride, accomplishment, and happiness. Failing opens the door for reflection. If you have enough self-awareness and humility, messing up will be what helps you improve with each attempt. I thought my first 10 videos were great. Watching them now, I'm not embarrassed or disappointed, but I see areas where I could have done better. I see that some ideas could have been fleshed out more. I see that the mixing on my audio and background music was off. Instead of getting upset for my shortcomings, I assessed what I did wrong and applied my gained knowledge to creating content for the future. In summary, set yourself up for success by creating a complete plan with enough time allocated for you to achieve what you want to accomplish. You will have bumps in the road, but do not sit in place. Keep pushing forward, taking in the lessons as you go, and you will be able to make progress. Firstly, I need to give credit to James Scholz. Hopefully I pronounced that correctly. The final point I will talk about today was from one of his videos, which I will link in the description. I highly recommend that you watch it. I'm not trying to steal ideas, but this has become such a big part of how I think about goals that I had to include it in this video. James gives a ton of insightful advice in that video, but the most memorable moment for me was when he discussed motivation versus desire. To summarize, he said that you cannot motivate yourself to do something great. You must have a desire to do it. And those are two different things. If you just look at his channel, I think you will see that his advice has a lot of merit. Let me expand on James's advice a little further. You need to figure out the why, and I believe this can be a little more complicated than you might think. First, ask yourself how you started this goal. Did you do it because you felt a burning desire to accomplish it? Or were there external influences, like your parents, or friends, or the need to impress, or the need for money? If you only take one thing from this video, let it be this. You will not be able to accomplish a big goal if you were not the person who wanted to do it in the first place. Let me ask you this. Who is doing the work? Your parents, your friends, or you? They may influence you to start, but it is you who is putting in the effort. Believe me, you won't last forever if you have to will yourself to work towards your goal every time. However, that won't matter if you want it. I'll use myself as an example. When I am making content, I am in no way motivating myself to keep going. It is the exact opposite. I enjoy spending my time doing this, and it feels like I'm just utilizing the time in my day to do something fulfilling. Another component of the why is the finish line. What do you want to get from this, more than just the feeling of success? I will say this is quite personalized for each goal. For someone going to the gym, it could be because they know being healthy will give them more life, and thus more time with their loved ones. For me, It is knowing that people are on some level being positively affected by my content, even if it is in the smallest way. People will ask you why all the time. Your response to them doesn't matter. What's important is the answer when you ask that question to yourself.
Yeah, but I think I kind of need to just do my own thing, man. You know?
Yeah, I think I do.
I want to leave you with these 2 closing messages. First, believe you can do it. Please, no matter how daunting it might seem when you start, believe you can learn, grow, and eventually have the ability to accomplish your dreams. Secondly, enjoy and appreciate the journey. I promise you that you'll miss it once it's gone. I have no personal experience with this, but from hearing other people talk about it, I believe that it's 100% true. Be as present as possible when you are putting the work in. Take a step back and enjoy the small wins and setbacks. Sometimes a goal is more about how you got there than where you end up. That's about what I have today for goal setting. If you enjoyed what I had to say, feel free to leave a like and leave any thoughts in the comments, along with any other topics that you want me to talk about. You can also subscribe if you want to stay updated on the next videos I put out. With that said, this has been Dark Horse, and I will see you in the next video.